24 hours of chaos in the House of Representatives pushed the U.S. government to the brink of shutdown. The U.S. House of Representatives, controlled by the Republican Party, descended into chaos as lawmakers repeatedly modified spending bills to appease former President Donald Trump. The turmoil has brought the federal government dangerously close to a shutdown, with critical budgetary decisions hanging in the balance. Trump's influence and discord within the GOP. For months, President-elect Donald Trump openly supported House Speaker Mike Johnson, praising his leadership and forging a public alliance. Johnson, in turn, appeared to gain Trump's trust, which seemed to ensure a smooth passage of key legislative priorities. However, this relationship fractured on December 18 when Trump, alongside billionaire ally Elon Musk, launched an unexpected attack on a short-term bipartisan spending bill negotiated by Johnson. Trump went further by issuing a stern warning to Republican lawmakers, threatening electoral repercussions in the 2026 primaries if they voted in favor of the proposed bill. This sudden opposition undermined Johnson's efforts and disrupted fragile bipartisan cooperation. Adding to the confusion, Trump called for either raising or completely abolishing the federal debt ceiling, a mechanism the GOP has historically used to pressure Democrats into reducing government spending. Trump's proposal aimed to remove the debt ceiling before his term officially began in January, thereby avoiding the political burden of addressing it later. The death of the bipartisan bill. With mounting opposition from both Musk and Trump, Johnson's bipartisan agreement unraveled. Many Republican lawmakers criticized the deal, which would have temporarily funded the government until March 2025 and included $100 billion for disaster relief and $10 billion in direct payments to farmers. On December 19, Speaker Johnson introduced a new draft budget tailored to Trump's demands and GOP hardliners. This revised proposal retained temporary government funding and disaster relief provisions, but included a crucial change, suspending the federal debt ceiling for 2 years, aligning with Trump's insistence. The inclusion of a suspended debt ceiling aimed to give Trump's incoming administration room for ambitious tax cuts, setting the stage for a potential increase in federal debt beyond $36 trillion. While Trump lauded the revised bill as a great deal for the American people, it faced staunch opposition, bipartisan resistance, and legislative gridlock. Many Republicans expressed dismay at the revised proposal, calling it fiscally irresponsible. Representative Chip Roy criticized the move, stating, "To propose a bill that adds $5 trillion in debt while claiming fiscal conservatism is absurd." Democrats also rejected the bill, arguing it would facilitate tax cuts favoring the wealthy while placing additional burdens on working-class Americans. Representative Rosa DeLauro condemned the GOP's concessions to Musk and Trump, accusing them of undermining congressional authority. Despite Johnson's efforts to expedite the bill's passage before the December 20 shutdown deadline, the House vote fell short of the required two-thirds majority. The failed vote exposed deep divisions within the Republican Party and diminished Johnson's credibility as Speaker. Implications of a potential government shutdown. If Congress fails to act, the federal government will face a complete shutdown. Unlike previous partial shutdowns, this time no individual spending bills have been passed to fund government agencies, leaving the entire federal workforce at risk. Essential services, such as Medicare and Social Security, will remain unaffected, but agencies like the Postal Service and Transportation Security Administration may operate without pay. The current crisis mirrors the 2018 government shutdown under Trump, which lasted over a month and left 800,000 federal employees without pay. The ongoing standoff highlights the enduring challenges of budget negotiations, exacerbated by political divisions and external pressures. The road ahead for Trump and the GOP. This legislative chaos underscores the fragile unity within the Republican Party and signals difficulties for Trump's administration, even as the GOP prepares to control both chambers of Congress. Trump's ambitious agenda, including significant tax cuts, faces potential obstacles, not only from Democrats but also from within his own party. For Speaker Johnson, the stakes are particularly high. The failed vote raises questions about his ability to lead a divided House, especially as he seeks re-election as Speaker on January 3. Trump's veiled warning during a December 18 interview that Johnson's political future depends on aligning with his vision further complicates the dynamics. As Johnson attempts to salvage the situation, the looming midnight deadline on December 20 approaches with no clear resolution in sight. Whether Congress can avert a full government shutdown remains uncertain, reflecting broader challenges in navigating polarized politics.